All right, so I took care of the door. It's a little better. I don't know if I'm done with it, but we'll see whenever I do some tweaking with the alignment of it, of the actual door tilt. But I got my holes punched in it. I don't remember if those were in that last video or not, these two for the mirror. I still got to clean the deburr the inside. I can't really get to it with the glass in it. So whenever I pull the door off to epoxy it, paint it, body work to get rid of these dents from shipping, big scratches from where they stapled the box and stapled the doors well. And then of course this area I had to hammer down from where this was sticking up too high, which it still, once I kick the door out, this is probably gonna get worse. But right now it's in just a hair. I don't know if you can follow my finger straight edge. Yeah, it's fairly close. But anyways, my door gap is much better. It's still got a very, very fine daylight through it. I think this gap should not be so big. I think I have to bring this glass forward. And I think I'm gonna end up having to fix this to get everything right. I don't know if you watched the previous video, I talked about this upper trim piece is dripping some. I don't know if you can see that foam right there, but I can get my finger in there a little bit. It's gapped from like right here on up to like right here. So like this corner needs to be sucked in, probably with some self-tappers or something. But like I said, I'd have to pull the trim. Don't want to do that. I'd rather not have to pull this because it's already in place and I don't want to have to buy more, etc. So on. But anyway, so what I did was I slit the door. I've already painted over it, but I ran a cutoff wheel down right here to about right here. All right, just run a line down there. I have this tool. You can make do with some blocks of wood, some wedges, whatever. I have this. This is a caliper spreading tool. I'll show you how I use it real quick. Let's see here. Crank this window down. All right. So, as I trip over the damn tool. All right, sorry about that. So you take this bad boy, and I just stuck it right here. Sorry, let me press it. Stick it in like that, and you just crank it and spread the door. So once this is split, I just spread this, and you want to go past your width measurement. So I don't know if y'all watched before, but previously, see my helper there. Previously, it was, you know, about 1.25 inches up here. Sorry for the camera work, 1.25 inches, so there. And as it came back, it slowly tapered thinner and thinner. So right around here, it was about 1 1/8 inches before. We're just shy of that, maybe 1 3/16 now. But now down here, can't go all the way down to the tool, but we're sitting at about 1 1/8 inches here. We were under 1 inch previously. This should be good enough now. I believe all you need is roughly just over 1 inch, 1 1/16 or so, for it to not tear the felts, belt line, weather strip, whatever. So anyways, you slit it, you wedge it, you go past what you're going to because it's gonna spring back some. So I actually spread it to about 1.5 inches. After that, you're left with a big gap here you have to fill. And this outer metal is super thin. Like this skeletal, I mean not skeletal, but the outer shell is actually really thin. It's like 20 gauge or something, maybe 18. It's got an inner piece of metal that's probably like 14 or 16 gauge, it's pretty thick, but they're not actually bonded together. They're like spot welded every so often. So you're not actually welding against anything thick, so it wants to burn away. So what I did was, if you watched other videos, you take a piece of weld wire, TIG wire, like that, and I stuck that in the gap. And use that as a filler material. You can use whatever, you can use a MIG wire twisted together. You can use just a little thin piece of cut off steel. If you have TIG wire, TIG filler, that's what I used, like I said. I accidentally nicked the top of it here with the grinder or the die grinder when I was sanding this smooth. It caught that, so it's got a dip. That gets covered up by the little rubber gasket, so I'm not worried about it. Anyways, this smoothed out decent. It doesn't have the texture, which you can see there. It's gonna be smooth right here. Not worried about it. It's not a show car. But yeah. So anyways, the fitment of it is so much better now. So before, this actually had a big gap right here. It's a little bit closer now. I might actually have to end up adjusting the strike, so it might end up more like that when I'm all said and done. The other side is practically touching. But yeah, but the door is, I'm at a happy place. This front vent, I think, or the front, yeah, I think it's a vent window. This front vent window still got a little bit of a gap down here. I can't seem to get that out without making it where the window doesn't want to stay in the track. So I'll play with it some more later. But I just wanted to show what you have to do to fix these aftermarket doors. And I looked up the YouTube. I want to say it's Glenn's 65 Fastback, maybe, is his YouTube channel. He's the one that was showing how to do this. He's got a video on YouTube where he's doing some power windows and he goes over the gaps. He actually, I think he made the video for me because I was looking for the gaps for the door of how to space it. He's also the one I got the magnetic trim piece mod for, which you can see my magnets on my inner panel. That is, oh, so much better than Eclipse. Works amazing. So yeah, so like I said, he shows you how, he doesn't actually show how to do this. I think the customer that brought on the door to do the windows had already actually done this and brazed it. I cut it, spread it, and MIG welded it, but you can do it whatever. But you have to spread this back end. And you want to split the inner side so this is what spreads out and not the outer shell spreading off and throwing off your door gaps. All right? So the only other thing I have left to do on this door before I do more alignment stuff is these holes. I think I went over that in the last video. The handle here on these. Yeah, this little doohickey. Yeah, these squared holes that they put in these doors aftermarket. I don't know what they're for. They don't fit the handle properly. That's where the handle screws need to go. So I have to get a file and file those out so they're rectangular, so the clip nuts pop in. Yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and yeah, stay tuned. Maybe next time I'll have this thing actually permanent on and be fitting the fender, or done with fitting the fender. Who knows? But yeah, all right, guys. Thanks for watching. Later.